wait for 1 minute.
Sure,
Just
ma'am.
for you may start. Yeah, please start.
Okay. Greetings to one and all. I am Satpreet Kaur from Amity University, Lucknow. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this session of Global Synergy 2025. We are delighted to have participants joining us from across the globe in online mode today, reflecting the true spirit of global collaboration. I would now like to extend a warm welcome to the chair of this session, Dr. Meenakshi Srivastava from Amity University, Lucknow. Dr. Meenakshi, a seasoned academician and researcher, currently holds a position at Amity Institute of Information Technology, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow campus. With over 2 decades of experience, she has authored over 80 research papers featured in esteemed international journals and conference proceedings. Additionally, she contributes as a member of editorial board, technical program committees, and reviewer boards. She has been editor for reputed CUR proceedings. Her expertise spans business analytics, machine learning, AI, web mining, and data analysis. I kindly request her to allow us to begin the session. Ma'am, may I?
Thank you, Satpreet, for this warm welcome. Yes, you may continue. Please start.
Thank you, ma'am. So to start with, I would like to call upon the first group of presenters, which is Dr. Kritika Nagdev. Is she present here?
Hi, I'm Trishika. I'll be presenting on behalf of ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. Please share your presentation.
Sure, ma'am. Audible?
Any issue, Trishika?
Audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
Could not confirm. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Right. Good evening, everyone. I am Trishika Tokus, and my partner here is Vanshika Gupta. We are the students of WIPS, and we are currently pursuing BCom honors. Today, we'll be presenting our case-based analysis titled "Flavors of Innovation." It is a case-based study on the QSR brand Doner and Burger. The authors are Dr. Kritika Nagdev ma'am, Ms. Deepika Chikara ma'am, me, Trishika Tokus, and Vanshika Gupta. So, to start with, it is a strategy. In this, we have a STP application that ensures precise targeting and impactful marketing efforts, niche differentiation through cultural fusion, blending Turkish doner with Indian flavors to create a distinctive product offering, a value-driven urban convenience model designed for fast-paced lifestyles, offering affordable and accessible meals, a competitive edge via localization and expansion with smart outlet placement and menu adaptations tailored to regional preferences. Our research objectives are Vanshika.
The research objectives are the first objective is to explore how segmentation, targeting, and positioning guides product pricing and location decisions. And the second objective is to analyze how strategic positioning differentiates the brand in a crowded, quick services restaurant marketing.
Moving on, the purpose of the study is to explore how the segmentation, targeting, and positioning model serves as a strategic tool for gaining competitive advantage in the QSR industry, using Donor and Burger as a case example to demonstrate how effective STP application can drive a brand differentiation, customer engagement, operational growth, and market resilience. To get to know more about the company, it was founded in 2018, aimed to bring Turkish flavors to the Indian QSR market. A distinct product blend of Turkish donors and burgers sets the brand apart. Strong sales growth reflect increasing market traction and customer acceptance. Agile during COVID, the brand quickly adapted with digital integration and delivery. Rebuilt for scale, Donor and Burger resumed operations with a long-term growth focus.
STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. STP is a structured approach that enables businesses to identify homogeneous consumer groups. Segmentation means breaking down the broad target market into manageable, more smaller segments based on certain characteristics such as demographics, psychographics, and behavioral factors. Segmentation is crucial for effective market penetration because it enables the businesses to identify and target specific customer groups within existing market. This targeted approach not only strengthens the sales growth but also strengthens the company's competitive position in the industry. Once the segments are defined, businesses move to targeting, which means evaluating the attractiveness of the segments and selecting the one or more segments that best aligns with the strength and offers the highest potential. The greatest significance of STP strategies lies in positioning. Positioning establishes a unique brand image in the customer's mind and a perceived value, which helps the company to differentiate from competitors. Uh, Donor and Burger, a unique culinary blend, exemplifies STP strategy tailored to the Indian market. The brand segments its audience based on demographics such as age. It segments the audience which includes young adults and students seeking quick and affordable meals. On the basis of income, it targets budget conscious families and diners, ensuring that its menu and pricing are designed to provide the best value for the price paid by them. Donor and Burger brand position themselves for offering authentic and fresh prepared donors, emphasizing both quality and flavor. It also positions itself as quick, affordable, and tech driven dining, app based ordering, delivery partnerships. This approach positions Donor and Burger as a bridge between global flavors and local preferences, addressing customer needs and building brand differentiation.
These are a few outlets of Donor and Burger across Delhi NCR. One is in Pacific Mall, Sahibabad, Dholakwa Metro Station, Pacific Mall D21, City Center Mall Rohini. Apart from this, it has certain other brands. In total, it has around 11 brands across Delhi NCR, and it is currently expanding. These are the findings of our case. STP model helps drive strategic growth in QSRs. It helps increase customer relevance through multi-level segmentations. It helps build brand differentiation through unique product positioning. It helps ensure sustainable growth through continuous reinvestment. It helps secure future scalability through advanced STP refinement. To conclude, we realize that differentiated product innovation helps Donor and Burger stand out with a unique fusion of global and local flavors. Adaptive operational strategy helps the brand remain resilient and responsive during market disruptions. Quality-driven brand trust helps build strong customer loyalty through consistent and hygienic offerings. STP-led scalable growth helps drive strategic expansion by targeting the right audience effectively. These are the references that we used. We would like to.
Okay, Trishika and Vanshika, very nice work. Very nicely presented also. So there is only one question from my side that during this study, what do you think that what was the what positioning strategy was the key which has attracted and retaining the target customer base?
So, ma'am, what we realized is that although all the QSR brands that we see have positioned themselves globally, Doner and Burger currently positions itself in the local markets and is planning to expand locally, and it relates to the local market more than the global one right now. So that's how they position themselves right now.
Good.
Ma'am, also the brand positioned it themselves for offering authentic flavors, emphasizing both quality and flavor.
So you
So,
conclude that their authenticity in flavors was one of the key factor.
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next, I'd like to call upon the next group of presenters, Dr. Kritika Nagdev Raisetia ma'am and Mr. Ajit Malhotra.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Ma'am is not available as
Okay.
stated by the earlier group. She was also one of the co-authors. So I am the co-author along with ma'am, and today we are going to present a case study.
Okay. Please start.
Sure, ma'am. Allow me to share my screen, ma'am.
I think it's already allowed. Please
Yeah,
check.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's allowed. I'm just sharing my screen. Just give me 1 second, ma'am. Ma'am, I think there's an issue. I will have to leave the meeting. I'll rejoin instantly. Then it'll allow me to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just rejoining in 1 second. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. I'm going to share my screen.
It's okay. Are you able to share?
Yes, ma'am. Now I'm able to share, ma'am. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please put your slideshow, your presentation in slideshow mode.
Yes, ma'am. I'm putting that in slideshow mode. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, good evening, my respected panel and my fellow colleagues. My name is Arjit Malhotra, and I'm currently pursuing BCom honors with a specialization in banking and finance from Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, New Delhi. So, today I'm going to present you a case study titled The Medallion Fund, an enigmatic case of quantitative algorithms challenging market efficiency. Well, the purpose of this case study is to deep dive into the world of quantum trading, algorithms, and fintech by taking the examples of Medallion Fund. Through this particular study, we have tried to challenge the conundrum of efficient market hypothesis by inculcating two statistical tests. In our study, we have inculcated the test of Sharpe ratio and Jensen's alpha. The reasons, the method used to conduct these tests was that we basically, in order to prove the effectiveness of these tests, we modeled the table of returns of the Medallion Fund for the calendar year of 2020, and we took the actual returns of S&P 500 and compared them and ran the statistical tests. So before moving ahead with my data analysis, allow me to introduce my case study. The case study is being told from the perspective, from the lens of Adam Stevenson. Adam Stevenson is an undergraduate student, as an undergraduate finance student, especially at Columbia University, who is assigned a project by his professor, a project which required him to study the impact of COVID-19 on financial institutions. While researching for the topic that he wants to present a study on, he stumbles upon an article by the magazine called as Institutional Investor, which talks about Jim Simons and the Medallion Fund's 76% return during COVID-19. 76% is a huge, is an exponential return, considering that the entire world was going haywire during that time, especially in from the perspective of economic backing. Adam was taught a concept in his class which was known as efficient market hypothesis. So after reading the article, Adam began to wonder whether the market is truly efficient in nature. Can it truly be beaten? Was Jim Simons really the Beethoven of finance who was able to figure out the music of the market? Adam consults his professor, Dr. Matt Smith, who suggests him to follow his path and conduct a quantitative analysis by undertaking the statistical tests of Jensen's alpha and Sharpe ratio. Well, moving on, what was the central dilemma? What was the central question in this case study? Well, the Medallion Fund is not a new fund. It's not a tyro. The Medallion Fund has been here since a long time. And it's not only during COVID-19 that it was able to deliver such superior returns. It was also during the financial market crash in 2008 and as well as 2020. So the central dilemma or the case question was that it contradicts the efficient market hypothesis fundamental assumption that such consistent outperformance is statistically improbable. It cannot happen in real life. This case deep dives whether Medallion exploited inefficiencies of the market or if EMH needs a paradigm shift. Well, before talking about the data analysis and all these things, let me tell you about the concept of efficient market hypothesis, because this is the central part or the central theme of our entire case study. Efficient market hypothesis was postulated by Eugene Farmer in 1970. You can see him on the screen. There's a photograph of him after he won the Nobel Prize. Well, there are three main forms in efficient market hypothesis, namely weak form, where prices reflect all the past trading information that are available in the market, the semi-strong form, where prices reflect all publicly available information, and strong form, where prices reflect all information, public and private. The core claim or the main claim of this study is that no investor can consistently outperform the market. Well, this question, this ideology struck something inside the mind of Adam, who wanted to check whether this is really true or not. So, before understanding the returns and the statistical tests, it's pretty obvious that we must deep dive into the history of the man himself, Jim Simons. Well, Jim Simons is not an ordinary guy. He started his first hedge fund at the age of 40, which was known as Monometrics in 1978. But before starting that, he had a profound career in the field of mathematics and was a code breaker for the US government in 1964, where he was hired by the US government to decode Nazi messages through pattern recognition. Well, in 1988, after 10 years of monometrics, his first fund, where he failed miserably because he was not applying his mathematical knowledge, but rather working on the market sentiment, there was the birth of Medallion. He created a data-driven algorithmic hedge fund restricted to insiders, which faced early setbacks due to model overfitting, as well as due to some internal political crisis. In this method and through this model, the uh, Renaissance Technology, which was the original company who had its flagship fund Medallion, wanted to scan the entire market, wanted to scan the entire data available in the market and find inefficiencies that they could arbitrage. Well, as we know about the unmatched performance, Medallion achieved a 76% return during COVID-19 and 80% in the 2008 crisis, outperforming all benchmarks consistently. Legacy and impact. Let's talk about legacy and impact. Um, Jim Simons stepped down as CEO in 2010, and Medallion's model capped at $10 billion of asset under management due to its liquidity limit, which remains a symbol of quantitative supremacy. Well, you can see on the screen that there's a monthly return of S&P 500 during the year of 20 during the calendar year of 2020, to be precise. Due to the tests that have been applied, we have to take the treasury bill rates as the risk free rate, and they are only available during calendar years. And here is the return of a Medallion fund that has been modeled by me along with Kritika ma'am. The basis of modeling this is the available information in the market, as well as official news sources, because Medallion itself is a very secretive company because it does not want to reveal its methods, its techniques, its actual returns, so that people cannot study its performance and copy it entirely. But on the basis of pre-existing information on the internet, I was able to model the returns. which prove out to be 73% when compounded. 76%, my fault. So let's begin with the data analysis. The first test employed is Sharpe ratio. Now, what is the purpose of employing Sharpe ratio? The main purpose behind employing Sharpe ratio is because Sharpe ratio measures the excess return per unit of risk. It allows the investors to judge whether the returns that have been proven or the returns that are determined are actually taken due to risk or smart decisions. Well, you can see that for Medallion Fund, the Sharpe ratio is 8.735. Now, what does it really indicate? Well, a minimum required Sharpe ratio is 1. If anyone gets a return over 1, it means that they have achieved statistically higher returns than the market. But a Sharpe ratio of 8.735 indicates supremely risk adjusted returns provided by the Medallion Fund. This tells that the Medallion Fund not only works on gut feelings, but rather on intense mathematical calculations, on intense statistical averages, and in the end, it is able to beat the market through this test. Well, as to juxtapose the Sharpe ratio of Medallion Fund, I have taken out the Sharpe ratio of the market as well, of S&P 500 to be precise. Well, the Sharpe ratio of S&P 500 is 1.1536. Now, this indicates a, a good amount of returns or a decent amount of returns in context to the markets that have been provided according to the risk-free rate in 2020. But when we compare it with the Medallion Fund proves to be the clear winner by embossing or by showing exponentially higher returns than the market in terms of Sharpe ratio. Well, moving on to Jensen's alpha. Now, Jensen's alpha is the second statistical test that we as authors have applied in this case study.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Ajit, but please stick to the time limit.
Yeah, sure. It's just the last slide.
Yeah,
So, okay.
thank you.
So in Jensen's alpha, it measures the abnormal return of the portfolio over the expected return, which is predicted by the capital asset pricing model. Now, capital asset pricing model is a model which is used to determine the returns of the market. So Jensen's alpha, we have seen that the Jensen's alpha value of Medallion coincides with the actual returns of Medallion, that is 76.26%. And this proves that the market or the Medallion Fund in itself was able to beat the market again when compared with the Jensen's alpha or the CAPM ratio of the market. Well, moving on to the last slide, we have imposed for our viewers, for our readers, two problem statements on the basis of this case study. The first problem statement is that on the basis of the analysis done in the above case study, did the Medallion Fund ultimately beat the market? This ideology, this answer is pretty subjective in nature because different people come from different backgrounds and hence have different data analysis capacity, and they are going to data analyze the data in their own manner. The second question is that in context to the discussion of the efficient market hypothesis theorem, provide views whether the market is truly efficient or not. Support your answer by taking inspiration from the above case. Well, I believe from this case study, we as authors are able to challenge the efficient market hypothesis to some degree. Because at the end of the day, it's a theorem. But when in the practical world, theory will not take you a lot far. It is the practicality of the things that are done in the market that will give us the real answer. Thank you.
Okay, Ajit, first thing, just conclude your work. Like what is the contribution of your work is?
Sure, ma'am. Happy to answer that. Ma'am, the conclusion or the contribution of my work is to basically see. There's this thing that efficient market hypothesis states that no one can beat the market. And it's not even about Medallion. There are many players in the market who believe that the market can be beaten through that efficient market hypothesis can be beaten. And we as investors often believe in the fact that the market is always the winner, the market cannot be beaten. But I believe that when we apply precise tools and one has a perspicacious insight about the market, ultimately the market can be beaten. It cannot be fully predicted, but I believe that there are always
Okay,
patterns in
okay,
everything.
okay. Good, good. Now just do one thing. Please move to the first slide where the title is written.
Sure, ma'am. Happy to answer that. Uh, yes, ma'am. This is the first slide now.
Please wait. I need to take a screenshot.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I hope I was able to answer all your queries, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Satpreet, please unmute yourself. You are muted.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Prakhar Dugal, Assistant Professor Gaurav Dabas. Are they here?
Yes.
Yes, you can please share your screen.
Participants are requested to adhere to the time limit. Please
So
switch
today
on
on
the
behalf
camera.
today, I, Gaurav Dabas, and my co-author Akash Agarwal would be presenting the report on the behalf of all four of us. As Professor Prakhar is not available, he is still in London from the Amity University, and our co-author Neha Gundia is not well today. She is suffering from high fever. So today, I and Akash will be presenting the case study. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present a study on the effect of GFRP strengthening in retrofitting. So this research was authored by Professor Prakhar Dugal, and our team is Neha Gundia, Gaurav Dabas, and myself, Akash Agarwal. Now, in this paper, we focused on evaluating how glass fiber reinforced polymer can improve the structural performance of reinforced concrete through retrofitting. Now, slide 2.
Okay, now I'll be talking about the overview of GFRP retrofitting. GFRP is a lightweight composite material made of glass fibers embedded in a polymer matrix. It is increasingly being used to retrofit aging or damaged structures. Our study looked at how GFRP chop strand mats impact compressive, tensile, and flexural strength of M30 concrete. We also compared this with the conventional repair methods, which often involve more labor, time, and cost.
The goal of retrofitting is to improve the safety and durability of the structure, especially under seismic or load-related stresses. Now, traditional methods like steel or concrete jacketing increase the cross-section and weight of the structural elements. While on the other hand, GFRP is lightweight, highly durable, and much more easier to apply. It provides effective confinement for columns and beams without adding bulk.
Now, a literature review of how of the GFRP performance. Studies have shown that impressive results with GFRP strengthening, up to 130% increase in stiffness, 93% improvement in ductility, and 96% gain in energy absorption. They are crucial for earthquake-resistant design, which are very crucial in India and the seismic zone that we have. And GFRP also changes the failure mode from brittle shear to ductile flexure, which is safer. Double wrapping has been shown to increase flexure strength by 59%.
Now, obviously, there were some research gaps in this, and despite its potential, the gaps remain that fatigue and the impact loading behavior isn't well documented. There's limited data from Indian seismic zones or local field trials. There's also debate about whether chopped strand mats or woven fabrics offer better strength and ductility, and also environmental durability, considering UV, moisture, temperature. All these factors conclude that we need long-term studies.
Now, talking about the research methodology that we have adopted, we used the M30 concrete with OPC 43 cement. Chopped strands of GFRP mats were applied using epoxy resin. Three types of specimens were tested: non-retrofitted, singly wrapped, and doubly wrapped. We used steam and water curing for 7 days, 14 days, and 28 days. Strengths test included compression, split tensile, and flexural analysis.
Now, following our compressive strength results, as you can see, compressive strength improved slightly with GFRP wrapping. Doubly wrapped specimens reached 33.23 MPa after 28 days. Although not dramatic change, these improvements indicate that GFRP helps maintain concrete integrity under stress. It provides support but does not completely replace reinforcement.
Now, talking about the split tensile strength improvements. Here we observe more significant results. Non-retrofitted specimen achieved 2.81 MPa, while W1 wrapped reached 4.68 MPa. That's nearly 67% increase. This confirms that GFRP enhances ductility and resistance to tensile cracks, crucial for earthquake zones.
Now, our third and final test, flexural strength test. The flexural strength also increased across all curing periods. The doubly wrapped specimens peaked at 7.16 MPa compared to 6.87 for control samples. For more importantly, GFRP helped maintain structural integrity even after cracking, delaying the total failure of the concrete.
The now discussion on the mechanical performance of the GFRP. Overall, compressive strength gains were moderate, but tensile and flexural strength saw major improvements, especially in ductility. Doubly wrapping consistently outperformed single layers. GFRP also shifted the failure mode from brittle to ductile, providing controlled, safer failure behavior.
Now we move on to our conclusion and the future scope of GFRP. GFRP retrofitting significantly enhances mechanical properties of the concrete. Compared to traditional methods, it is cheaper, faster, and more adaptable. In India, the use of GFRP is still emerging, but it holds strong potential. Future research should focus on dynamic loads, long-term environmental resistance, and field trials in Indian conditions. GFRP can truly be a game changer for aging infrastructure, helping us upgrade instead of rebuild. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, so one is Gaurav, and what is the name of second one? The second
Ma'am,
presenter?
Akash Agarwal.
Akash. Well, I'm not the expert of this field, but out of curiosity, I would like to ask only one
Yes, ma'am.
question that what do you think that you have done this research and what do you think that what are the environmental or durability consideration which must be addressed when the GFRP is used as long-term solution?
Talking about
Yes,
the
ma'am.
durability, if we talk about the durability, the GFRP strands or the GFRP polymers can be used for a higher durability compared to the normal or the traditional M30 concrete that we use. And
Okay.
as we have seen the results also, it can provide a much more ductile failure. That is very essential for a failure that can help us prevent failures and that can help us to know if the failures are going to occur. And that's a more safer way of a failure to occur compared to the brittle
Okay.
failure where
Thank you.
failure occurs suddenly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
The next one, please.
Next, I'd like to call Mr. Nitik Khurana. Is he here? Ma'am, I think we'll move to the next one then. Next, I'd like to call Mr. Yash Dagar and Mr. Devanshu Singh Chauhan.
Please read the paper title also, that if any one of them is present, they may start. Okay, Yash, you are willing to present?
Yeah, ma'am, we are willing to
Okay,
present.
fine. Yeah, please start.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Right, ma'am. We'll begin. Right. Greetings to one and all present here. Today, I, Devanshu Singh Chauhan, and my colleague Yash Daga are here on behalf of our group. As mentioned earlier, Dr. Prakhar Duggal, he's busy in some official work. So today, we'll be presenting on fly ash lime concrete, an advance towards sustainable infrastructure. So in today's presentation, we'll look at the following topics. We'll look at what fly ash lime concrete is and how it can be used as a sustainable alternative to the traditional Portland cement concrete that we use today. We'll look at its constituents and how it helps us reduce carbon emissions and utilize industrial waste effectively. And lastly, we'll look at how it is the key to greener construction and a more circular economy. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, what is fly ash? Fly ash is a fine gray is substance which is found in thermal power plants as a byproduct of coal combustion. It contains minerals such as silica, alumina, and iron oxides, which give it a pozzolanic property, enhancing the strength and durability in concrete mixes. It, this being a byproduct of coal combustion also reduces landfill waste and promotes resource efficiency in the current infrastructure, and also it is widely available and extremely economic due to the rapid growth in power generation and techniques. So what is a pozzolanic reaction? A pozzolanic reaction is a reaction which takes place in the presence of a pozzolane. A pozzolane is a siliceous or aluminous material which reacts with calcium hydroxide and water at normal temperatures to, to form cementitious properties. Fly ash, in this case, reacts with lime and water to form calcium silicate hydrates or CSH. CSH is the primary binder in the concrete mix, which gives the concrete its enhanced strength and durability. It also creates a dense, impermeable matrix which helps it resist chemical attacks and freeze thaw cycles. Also, the fly ash in the cement reduces the overall cement demand, which reduces the overall cement which reduces the overall cement manufacturing, reducing the carbon emissions made by it. Next slide. Thank you. Some of the key environmental benefits of fly ash concrete are the reduced carbon footprints, as we discussed earlier, by replacing part of the cement. It also supports a circular economy by using byproducts formed in coal combustion plants, and it minimizes waste by helping reduce landfills. It also contributes to a sustainable urbanization and promotes healthier climate goals by reducing heat emissions and boosting a lower heat of hydration, which in turn reduces the risk of thermal cracking in large structures, which are the major reasons in structural failures. It also diverts the waste from landfills and reduces the environmental burden. Some of the technical advantages of using fly ash in concrete are a proven improved workability and reduced water demand due to the lower hydration heat, which in turn leads to a densely packed matrix of polymers which resist sulfate and alkali silica reactions and also resist chemical attacks such as chloride ingress and carbonation in the concrete. The lower heat of hydration also boasts a lower shrinkage property, which in turn yields a better long-term durability. This tightly packed matrix is very ideal for harsh environments as it does not let the moisture in the air permeate itself and introduce cracks. It is very good for marine structures, dams, and bridges. And the superior thermal insulation provided by the fly ash is very efficient in providing a more stable interior environment. Over the last few years, there has been a lot of innovative research on the subject. There have been researches going on which have introduced advanced mix designs for higher strength and enhanced durability in the concrete mixes. Some new research has shown the integration of nanotechnology with fly ash for enhanced mechanical properties and reduced microcracking, which leads to buckling in structures. The recent advancements in AI and machine learning have helped us a lot in providing optimized mix designs for the concrete mixes, which can help us lower the carbon emissions further and use less and less cement by the day. New 3D printing applications and modular construction applications have given us better opportunities for prefabricated construction in larger structures. There have been studies that show that over the next few years, even mega structures could be made using prefabricated materials. And although no solid results have been seen so far, ongoing studies suggest progress towards properties such as activation of fly ash for faster strength gain and a lower setting time. Now over to Yash.
Over the next, we have the real world application. So the fly ash is widely used in making roads, pavements, retaining walls, and marine structure. For the marine structure, we use two types of fly ash. We have basically two types, such as class F fly ash and class C fly ash. For the marine, we use class F fly ash. The reason is it can resist the sulfate and the silica attack. Next, it is used in large storage silos, railway sleepers, and embankments. It is well used in disaster relief housing. The reason it is very quite light in weight. It is easy to carry. It has a thermal insulation and it is a fire and water resistance. So it is well used in the disaster relief housing and urban development projects. Coming to the prefabricated and modular construction, let us learn what is prefabrication. So prefabrication is designing the building components such as beams, column, wall, etc. off-site, and thereafter off-site, and thereafter we need transportation, and then it is once again constructed and used on the site. For the modular construction, we construct rooms such as living room, kitchen off-site. Thereafter, we transport it and assemble it on the site. So this is well used in these both cases, again, because of its properties of the fire and water insulation, thermal insulation, light weighting, and more economical, and it is more environmental beneficial. Next slide. Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Now, as we can see, the research suggests that it can reduce the cost up to 30%. So the material, this is how we can tell it how the material choices can actually lead to the budget benefits.
Please
However,
adhere to that given time slot. Okay.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
We'll conclude it. Okay. Moreover, it improved the durability and reduces the carbon footprint, as well explained by Mr. Devanshu Singh Chauhan. Other than that, it is high resistant to weathering, freeze thaw loss, and heavy cycle. As we know, it have actually very good performance in extreme weather conditions and very idealistic to the role. So it is highly benefiting scalability and economic benefits. Coming to the demonstrating potential for the widespread infrastructure use, if we have a very good marketing, then this can be widely used across the world. For the challenges and solution, we need a standardization guidelines and best practices, because without any standard guidelines from the government and from the industry, we cannot work it in a more efficient manner. We need quality control and consistency so that we can build the trust among the builders and the industries. For the logistic collaboration efforts and overcoming barriers, we need a common link, a proper link. The transportation and distribution need better planning, collaborating government, industry leaders, and builders. For this, more awareness will be boosting the acceptance. For the future trends and innovation, as we know, AI and civil engineering always go hand in hand. So AI and sensors will help to create a better concrete mixes, and robots and automation will spread up the construction and will definitely speed up the construction, as it will help in reducing the time, and it will reduce the human power. For the modular construction, energy efficient, as I've already explained it to you, that the blocks are built off-site, and thereafter they are transported, and at the last they are executed at the site. It is very environmental benefit. It helps in exploring carbon capture and advancing the material formulations. Over the next, we have communication and economic impact. By supporting the local economies by reducing the cement demand, if we support to the local industries, then it will for sure act as a boon for our country. It will not act as a boon, but it will also provide the job opportunities to many and will definitely reduce the transportation cost. It will promote skill development and innovation in the construction. And for the local resourcing, reducing the carbon footprints and strengthening the country economy. As we all know, India produces 2 million tons annually, so it can definitely lead to the growth of the GDP of our country. For the conclusion, we can say that fly ash concrete act as a cornerstone of sustainable construction. It emphasizes on the education and awareness for the widespread adoption, for the meeting climate goals and reducing the environmental impact. As we have already seen that it's more cheaper than cement and it's very less harmful to the environment. A step towards a resilient and resource efficient built environment, and for the collaboration with academia, industries, and the government, we can definitely this can definitely give a proper direction in which it will lead to the growth. Thank you so much for being a patient listener. Now we are open to the question Q&A.
Okay, Yash and Devanshu, one question that have you heard about green building certification goals
Yes,
like
ma'am.
LEED or GRIHA? So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
does the use of fly ash lime concrete support those certification goals?
Ma'am, the use of fly ash lime concrete supports those goals because fly ash is a organic product. It is not manufactured in factories. It is an organic byproduct of coal combustion. And coal combustion, as we all know, is a major part of energy production in the country. So no extra carbon emissions go toward creating fly ash. So overall, if we see, if 30% of cement production is reduced throughout the country, that means that tons of carbon emission is saved every year.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Right, ma'am.
Next,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you.
Next.
For the next group of presenters, I'd like to call Ms. Adya Khaneja and Ms. Sakshi Das for digital signature and cryptography. Are they present in the meeting? Anyone from the group? I think we'll move to the next one then.
Yeah.
For the next presentation, I'd like to call Mr. Pavan Sen and Mr. Sanskar Dwivedi for comparative study of conventional concrete and mixed with fly ash. Yeah. Please unmute yourself, Mr. Pavan Sen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
So today, today I'm going to present a comparative study on conventional concrete and fly ash mixed concrete. So Prakhar sir is not available as he is in London for a seminar, and me and Sanskar Dwivedi are here to present this. So the primary aim of the study is like to evaluate the difference between conventional concrete and fly ash mixed concrete, like their properties, cost effectiveness, applications, and environmental impact on both type of concrete. So what is conventional concrete? Mix of cement, water, and aggregates. And what is like fly ash mix concrete? It is just a replacement of a part of a cement, not like fully replacement of cement, just a smaller part of cement. Fly ash is mixed in those cement, water, and with aggregates to make fly ash mix concrete. So I'm talking about their properties. Like we have studied about, we did the research on this. When like fly ash mixed concrete is a long-term strength gain. It provides long-term strength gain. It takes time to settle, but it provides long-term strength goals. On the other hand, the conventional concrete it gains the strength faster, but on the long term, it doesn't. It is not very durable for that. Workability of fly ash mix concrete is more because the demand of water is less, and it has some spherical particles which reduce the friction, due to which the mobility of the concrete while pumping on while placing of concrete on the sides is more easier for that. And the setting time of while on the setting time of the conventional concrete, setting time is much faster, but it does not provide strength gain in the long term time. As you can see here, the compressive strength of M20 concrete grade we have tested on 1 month and 3 month cement, and at 25% mixed fly ash was the highest, and for after the 40 it get reduced because the bonding was not stable after 40% of fly ash mixing. And let's talk about the cost analysis. Fly ash is like much cheaper. As you can see, the rate of fly ash is 12.5 rupees per 50 kg. And on the other hand, cement is 260 rupees per 50 kg of bag. Uh, let's talk about the applications. Fly ash mix on the roads is like it has better workability, smoother finish, ideal for larger surface area. And on the other hand, conventional is standard option, slightly rougher surface. Uh, uh, Fly ash mix concrete has smoother finish because it has spherical particles which reduce the friction. And the applications are foundation, precast concrete, it can be used on high-rise buildings. As you can see in this image, the trucks where trucks are standing, they are pumping the concrete on the side. As you can see, the height of it is for high-rise buildings. The spherical particles the fly ash contains, which reduces the friction. It is easier to place the concrete on high-rise buildings. Now over to Sanskar Divedi.
Thank you, Pawan. So now I will continue with the advantages and disadvantages of the fly ash concrete and the conventional concrete. So this is the basic advantage that fly ash concrete is basically very eco-friendly and long-term strength, and it is basically very cheaper than conventional concrete because the cement cost is reduced from the fly ash concrete. And but the disadvantage is the setting time gets slow of fly ash concrete. And on to the next slide on. Okay, so these are the various tests performed for the fly ash concrete. The first is the workability. So the in workability slump test is performed as you can see in this diagram. These slump test is done to basically get the idea of the consistency of the concrete. And the second is compressive strength. So after 28 days of curing of a cement cube, concrete cube, this test is done to get the compressive strength of the cube. And the third one is homogeneity test. In homogeneity test, we use USPV test. The basically means ultrasonic pulse velocity test. So in this test, we basically send the ultrasonic radiation through the concrete. So which we get how uniform the concrete is. So yeah, these are the three basic tests performed. So you can see the examples of where the fly ash concrete has been used. We all know Burj Khalifa. So they use the fly ash concrete for the higher strength, and this is Hoover Dam. It is basically located in US, and they used to improve their durability, and it is the first structure to use the fly ash concrete. And for result and discussion, we have already found that if we replace 25% of cement by fly ash, we can get the highest strength of the concrete, but as already found as explained, but if we use 40% of the fly ash, the strength gets dropped. So these are the tests I have already explained. USPV test, how it shows the increased strength of fly ash. So we come to conclusion, and here the points: fly ash concrete is more sustainable and durable. As you can see here, you in this graph, you can say that you can see that UCC concrete and fly ash concrete. The black one is plain cement concrete, and the gray one is fly ash concrete. So you can say after the 56 days, we get higher strength for fly ash concrete, and at the last 365 days, we can get the most final higher concrete strength. And further, we want to research about this topic. These are the topics we want to research about, like exploring chemical additives to improve early strength and assess admixture of natural fibers, conduct field trials under variable environmental conditions, and evaluate environmental impact and develop safe disposal method for fly ash. So we want to end this presentation. Thank you.
Okay, very good work and
Thank you, ma'am.
the up-to-date work. I will say again that I am not the expert of this field, so I cannot comment on your research, but there are two questions, two topics basically, which I would like to ask you. That is depending upon my general awareness. The first one is the variability in fly ashes quality, you know, and the second is the availability of fly ash, which is basically the region dependent. So when it comes from different region, there is going to be some variability. So what your research says about this?
Ma'am, the quality is the main thing. As you know, the fly ash is it improves the durability. So we need high quality fly ash for that. We have that is the
That means,
challenge.
so that means the
That is a challenge.
supply chain management will not work as good as for the traditional one, na?
Ma'am, that is the problem that most of the structures they are not like improving on this method. We are still researching, and it is a challenge that to
Okay,
find the good
by time you
quality.
will overcome with this
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Satpreet, anyone left, dear?
Yes, ma'am. If you may allow, then I'll just call them once again if they're present in the
please.
meeting.
Please.
Miss Adya Khaneja and Miss Sakshi Das, are they present in the meeting for digital signature and cryptography? I don't see them in the participant list.
No, they are not.
And Mr. Nitik Kurana.
Okay, he's also not there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you may wind up.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you to all the participants and all the presenters. Now I request the chair, Dr. Meenakshi Srivastava ma'am, to kindly conclude this meet.
Yeah, thank you so much, Satpreet. Thank you for being there and helping me in carrying out this session.
Not a
So
problem. ma'am.
as we conclude this session, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the presenters and participants for their valuable contributions and insightful discussion from their study. So we have seen that the study from donor and burgers growth to medallion fund study and the market strategy for GFRP strengthening to fly ash lime concrete. I can say, and rather I must say that the ideas of the participants and their engagement that has truly enriched the spirit of the Global Synergy 2025. I hope the exchanges and the knowledge which has been shared today will definitely inspire, and you all will continue to collaborate and work in the same path line. Thank you, dear. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.